Hello again. Hi there. How are you? How are you doing? How in the world are you doing? Okay. I think I just made a video yesterday or the day before because things are kicking into some kind of gears, and I have an update. I have an update on whatever I talked about yesterday. I'm not even going to think to try and remember. I'm just going to talk about what's going on now. So this whole experience, this process of experiences I'm going through are exercises in flow, living in the flow, not being attached to outcomes. It's like the most liberating experience of feeling freedom that I've had this a lot in my life, but every time it's like fresh and new, it feels really good. And I've just been like oinked into the river of the flow of life and going with whatever comes next. So, okay, I think over the past couple of videos, there was like 2 videos back, I was kind of freaking out about the whole idea of going back to school, and I was thinking, no, I think it's going to be too much. I don't think I can do it. That was when I was not in flow. That was when I was at a low peak of being in connection with my own soul. And why was I mentioning that? Because I was analyzing a lot of potential scenarios of what could go on, over the next 16 weeks. Seriously? A semester lasts that long? I don't care. I don't think it's 16. I think it's more like 12 or 14. Maybe it's 14. I think it used to be 16. Doesn't matter. So I came home from school yesterday, and there was a message in my inbox, and this was a blip. This was a little blip, and I had to assess it and decide what I was going to do. And I'm trying to figure out a way to tell you this story without taking 10 minutes to go into explicit detail about it all. I don't want to, I'm trying to, I think it's overwhelming for my viewers, and if I'm ever going to get viewers, I need to become succinct and deliberate and to the point. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the detail of what happened. But what ended up happening was I've changed my plans about attending school right now. I don't know how to do this without telling you the story. Shoot. Okay, hang in there. Don't give up and quit this video. Let's keep going. So all the inspiration, all the hope, all the future plan building I was making out of being in these 3 classes, only 3 classes this semester, because the semester before I took 5. And I don't think I can do this. I'm going to have to tell you stories. What the hell? And I'm hesitating telling you like the ultimate pinpoint part of the story. I haven't dropped my classes, but I did send a letter to 2 of my teachers telling them I'm not going to come back. That something happened in my private life, my personal life, that's just going to make it too difficult to go to classes. This was the hard thing about this semester, that 4 days in a row I needed to drive to the main campus from wherever I was. If I was pet sitting or if I was home, that was just going to be a lot of, gas money. I had financial aid money coming in that I could use for the gas. That was part of why I said, yeah, I can do this. But the ultimate thing is the energy it takes from me to have to drive all that much. Going to classes 4 days in a row, I didn't do that last semester. Or did I? I think I did do it last semester, but they weren't 4 days at the campus. 2 of the days were in San Ramon, which is 8-minute drive from my house. Okay, come on. What's the point you're trying to convey here? So I told 2 of my teachers, the 2 favorite classes, that I'm not coming back, and that I'll drop the classes myself in the next couple of days or something. One of those is the watercolor class. I went to the watercolor class yesterday. 3 things became apparent to me. One is what this teacher teaches you to do, she has taught so many other students to do, and it feels like a conveyor belt. It feels repetitive. It feels like, oh, you're in competition with how good these other students were. And if you can create something as accurate of a rendition of what you saw as these other students, I'm going to like you. Well, not that I'm going to like you, but she'll give you a good grade. And I couldn't do that in my first class, not until my final project. Final project she liked. I think I got an A on my final project. That was one thing. I don't want to draw what everybody, I don't want to do what everybody else does. I don't want my stuff to look like anybody else's. I want to be free. I want to be free. I want to develop my own style. I don't want to be a cookie cut. So that I mean, I didn't say it to her, but that got me in my gut, and I said, I don't like that. The second thing in her class was the expense. She's adamant about using this high quality paint and paper and spending $170 on this stuff. And at the end of class, I said, well, I guess I'm going to give up. I'm going to do it. I can't afford it. I wanted to spend that money on my grandkids for their birthdays this month. But I want to make the teacher happy. You know, her brainwashing was washing over me. So I came home yesterday to feed the dog, to get some cash, and then I was going to go over to Berkeley to go buy these things. In person, I was going to go. But when I came home, that's when I saw the email that put a ripple effect in and caused everything to flow a different direction. And I'm happy with that. I don't feel, I wasn't attached to this plan of going to school this semester. Any of my last few videos said, I want to, but I don't know if I can handle it. And going to class on the first and second day this week was what you have to do. But it was also just to get a taste. The taste I got excited me. The humanities class was like out of this world interesting, really interesting teacher. I could have and would have learned a lot of stuff in that class. But the time commitment and the energy commitment is just more than would really be healthy for me. Because even my work situation right now, that I'm finishing this job that I've been at for the last 8 days, get 1 day off tomorrow, and then I'm going to go start a 13-day job. These jobs, they have an effect. They take energy to endure the length of these jobs, because you got to maintain a focus of behavior and activity and attention to the little animals. I mean, it's not like when I live my life freely on my own and I wake up one day and I go, oh, I think I'll go for a hike today, or I think I'm going to go to the library. This is a restriction, the effort, the energy that this job takes. So, I mean, it's other people in the world do it. It's not like it's impossible. I am pretty good at it. I keep getting hired. But having to split my attention too many ways wears me out even more. Okay, so I feel really good about this decision about discontinuing going to these classes. I feel really good about it. And here's more of why. Just in 2 days at school, under the influence of these teachers, I feel reawakened. I feel my creative soul, my inspiration to do my own work and my own study. I feel it reawakened, almost like a fire. And that's like gold for me. And I even started to do a, let me see, I prepared a sheet of watercolor paper. I got my watercolors out. That was before I went to lunch, and now I'm going to start to paint something. I don't know what yet. I'm going to look at my photographs and maybe copy something from one of my photographs, but I'm going to do anything. I'm going to paint. And this technique of taping your paper to a board and then wetting it and letting it dry, I learned that in class from Jane yesterday. I don't think I ever knew how to do that before, but I'm using, this is inferior quality paper that I'm using. In her opinion, this paper is a waste of time and money. She said, don't do it. And the paints I'm using is really, I love this paint set. She wants you to have tubes of paint and that you mix the colors yourself. And look at this, man. I've got like 24 different shades of green, red, yellow, blue, and red. And I don't need to mix any colors. It's all right there. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people that are watercolor artists that give tutorials and inspirational talks. And one topic I'm really interested in fact, one of my main goals is to do what they call urban sketchbook art. And that's when you go out on location someplace in a city or a park or, hiking or whatever, and you sit down and you draw what you see. You draw and paint what you see. And I saw so many different methods that people use for that. That's my goal. That's what I want to become. Somebody that can paint and draw like that. Jane doesn't teach that. Jane teaches you basics. She teaches you basics, which it's funny because I was listening to this video last night. This girl was talking about how she dropped out of art school, and she said one of the things that drove her crazy is, she already had an idea of what she could do, what she wanted to do, what she was good at. She wanted to get better at that. She thought going to art school would give her the freedom to work on what she can already do. And the school was obsessed with making people do fundamentals, like a year of learning how to draw before you can even start to paint. Some people, I think that's good for if you're really a blank canvas and don't have any skills or have any pull into what it is you think you're good at or you want to do and to learn everything like that. And I think that's also good if you want to become like a commercial artist, but for a flamboyant, insane, crazy person artist, that's really restrictive. And I know I understand the importance of the basics. I do. But for some people, but for me, I don't think it's going to help me a little bit. Like the class I took with her last semester to learn how to draw, because I can draw better than I could before, even though it's still not great at it. But I just don't want to draw perfect things that look exactly like what they look like. I want to draw abnormal looking things. And I want to make my own style. I want to find and create my own style that is there's going to be a system to it. And people will look at time and they'll go, oh yeah, that was drawn by that Darko dude. But I want the freedom of having that experience. Okay, anyway. So being in the flow, wrote to two of my teachers, said I'm not coming back. The third teacher, the art history class teacher, her class is all online. I might keep that class, but I don't know. I don't have to. I don't need that class. And it might turn out, it's either going to be something that's going to keep me inspired, keep me connected into the school system, which might be good for something or other down the line this semester, and also be of inspiration for me studying artists. But yeah, I don't need it. And I'll get a little bit of financial aid money for being in that class, but it's going to be so minimal. I wouldn't be taking that class just to get that money. I have to take an abundance of classes to get an abundance of money from them. Okay, I'm wrapping this up. The other thing that occurred to me this morning, I got another email from, I'm on a Google watch list for prices of flights to Fargo from here in the Bay Area. And just happened today, when one of these notifications popped up and I saw it and I looked at it and I go, oh my God, I can fly from San Francisco directly to Fargo, round trip, for less than $150 sometime in the next 6 weeks, which is a dream of mine, to be up there in the autumn and to be able to see that place in the autumn and photograph it to death. And I've got the money. I've got the money. I've got the money saved up. My Acorns, man, I swear to God, Acorns is like a pot of gold for me. I'm always surprised by how much money I've put aside using Acorns. Okay, too long of a video. Hopefully you get the point and see that I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm happier. I'm even happier than I was before. Okay, love you guys. Bye.